Hello, my name is Benjamin Hart. I'm an American attorney and the Managing Director of Integrity Legal here in Bangkok, Thailand. As the title of this video suggests, we're discussing Thai work permits, and I'm kind of going to do a series of videos. I'm going to kind of call it Thailand Tales, and hopefully I'll have a number of, sort of videos in this ilk, but maybe even some sort of urban legends about Thailand. We may dispel them, we may prove them, but this hashtag Thailand Tales will go ahead and use for these kind of videos. But what are we talking about here with respect to a lifetime work permit? Well, in point of fact, when work permits were first invented, and they literally were created, they were a product of the creation of the Ministry of Labor, which was created, is my understanding, back in the late 70s, early 80s. In the beginning, work authorization, once it was issued, it depended on circumstances, but once it was issued, there was no expiration date on the permit. And so as long as you were working within the parameters of that permit, folks could be authorized indefinitely. And basically, it just came down to the fact, in my opinion, they weren't thinking about it. They just had a mandate to start authorizing, because even prior to that, you didn't need a work permit. And it's kind of one of the reasons the business visa doesn't have the work authorization built into it. They invented the business visa first, then they invented the work permit later, and they both ended up getting administered by different sectors of the Thai government, specifically the Labor Ministry for the work permit and the Immigration Office for business visa. But when they first came out, yeah, I have actually seen a couple of lifetime work permits from some expats that have been out here a very, very long time. And yep, they sure enough, they've got a lifetime work permit and they maintain it, and good for them. And there's not many of those folks left. They're quite old at this point. But yeah, there was a time when you could get a lifetime work permit in Thailand. Now, presently, that's no longer the case. Work permit applications are both reviewed and adjudicated for further extension, generally on a yearly basis, although depending on circumstances, might be possible to have a 2-year work permit, or under the Smart Visa system, work authorization might be sort of built into the visa itself, although there is still an adjudication associated with labor authorization. So for those who are interested in work permits in Thailand, maybe a good idea to go ahead and contact a legal professional, gain some insight and guidance into how best to obtain labor authorization or employment authorization here in the kingdom.